Hello everyone, welcome to a new video of the indicator store of the series Do It Yourself. On the last week we created this setup, the rebote setup, or a bar pattern where we search for a bounce. Like here, a bounce to the downside, to the upside, and again to the upside. Okay, so today we are going to add a new feature, and the idea is to explain how to use the group function on Builder. With that function we can create an OR condition. So a certain set of conditions must be true or something else must be true. How can we use this? One of my opinions about the previous setup was we could or not add the condition that the bar color should be the same color with the trade or not. Okay, for example, this bar is green and I have a short. We can or not avoid that. So I can add an input parameter where the user wants to specify if the bar must be of the same color of the trade. Okay, bar color in agreement, or bar color agreement can be the parameter name. In this case, this short should not be executed. These two longs, yes. Maybe there is something. This is also not a short because the bar is green. Let's see. This long should not be executed because the bar is red, and etc. But instead of adding that condition as always must be true, we can add an option where the user can specify if he wants to use that or not. And that or is something that we need to specify in a certain way. On logic, for example, we can add for the short that the bar color must be or not red, for example, and for a bar to be red we need that the close 0 is less than the open 0. Okay, and this is the extra condition. Okay, and so there is no short because the bar is green, and for the longs similar, like this, but in the other direction. I want the bar green. Okay, and that's all. This short is okay because the bar is red, etc. This bar is okay because the bar is green. Okay, now if I want the option to let the user to decide if using that filter or not, instead of placing that additional condition here, okay, let me remove that extra condition. We can add that condition into markers filter, so we can enable or disable the filter. For example, for the on markers, for the filters, I want that the close is greater than the open for longs, and for the short that the close is less than the open. Bar green, bar red. If now I enable the filter like it is now, the longs are disabled because the bar is not green. You can see in real time. Okay, when the bar is red, only shorts are enabled. When the bar is green, only longs are enabled. Okay, and the user can turn off that filter. But on Builder, how can we do that on Builder? Let's go to that part. So we can edit the strategy that we created the last time. New strategy builder, and it opens here. And instead of creating a new strategy, we edit this one, my custom strategy rebote. this one, my custom strategy rebote. When I click on next, I loaded that strategy into Builder, and now I can change the name, so we create a replica or a duplicate of the same strategy. We can add filtered. Okay. Next, so now we have the two strategies, the unfiltered, the old, and the new one. And the new one is a replica. Everything is here, everything that we did on the last session last week. Now I want the user to have an input parameter where he can specify if using bar color filter or not. So we add an input parameter and filter. This is the name by bar color. We cannot use spaces here. If we add a space, it is invalid, okay? But we can place underscores. So this is the name of the input parameter that we see on the strategy. And I want it to be a boolean, true, false. So we select bool, by default false. So the strategy with the default method will work as on the last strategy. And now we have what we already created last time, no? But for example, for longs, the tab number 2 is for longs. I have all these conditions to enter long. And then I want to add also that the bar is green, but only if the user wants to use that filter. That means I need an or. So, or the user wants to use a filter and also the bar is green, or this is enough. Okay? How can I do that? There are several ways to, if this option was not present, okay, we can consider using the tabs as and conditions and another tab as an or condition. So if this is true, enter long, or if the other condition is true, enter long. So if everything that is true here will execute that order here, and so on. Okay. Now, something that we can do is, okay, these are the conditions to enter long, okay? But I want that the user can specify, so I need to add an additional condition that if the user wants to use the filter, I need to check that also the bar is green. But if not, this is enough. This is enough. Okay. So I can add a group, okay, where I can specify the name for that group, maybe bar color filter, okay, where if any of the conditions that I add inside is true, then the result inside here is also true. So one of the conditions is the user is not interested in the bar color. Okay, so we can add that the input parameter filter by color is equal to false. False is inside miscellaneous. Miscellaneous false. Okay. Here I have if any. Okay, so if the user selected false, this is true, and whatever I add, it doesn't matter. It is already true. So this is what I want. But if this is not true, because the user wants to use the filter, then I need that the bar is green. So add that the bar is green. The close is greater than the open. Greater than open. Okay. So or the user is not interested, or this must be true. Okay? And how can I do the filter for the shorts? I can right click and copy, and here on the shorts, right click and paste, with the only difference that the bar must be red. Okay, so the close is less than the open. Okay, okay, that will be everything. So we have the same strategy than before, with the option of specifying if I want the bar with the same color of the trade or not. Let's compile, and after the compile finishes, we have a new strategy. Okay. And now, this is not the strategy, this is the old strategy, so we need to add the new strategy. My custom strategy rebote fixed. Okay, we can use the same parameter 50, 10, and 10. I don't remember if we are using. Yes, I guess we are. 50, 10, and 10, and we have an extra parameter now. Filter by color or not. If I don't filter by color, enable, when I click on apply, okay, it executes this short, this long, and this long. But if I enable the filter by color option, enable, now only the longs are executed. Okay, and let's see some differences. For example, this short is not executed. This short is executed at the red bar, not at the green bar. This is one of those examples where both bounce patterns are true on the two bars, but on this bar is green, so I am avoiding green bars for shorts, and the second bar is okay. Okay, just for checking. Let's see what happens if I turn this to off. Okay, now it is true on the two bars, because I am not paying attention to the color of the bar. There was something else pending. The first time it is true. Okay, and we have time to add this because this was a pending topic. There are several ways to do that. Let me check. So here we can see four signals, no? Four signals, but with the filter turned off, I am triggering on two different bars. Okay, and I want to avoid that. I want to detect the first time it is true, not always. How can I do that? One of the methods is using placing this histogram in a data series. Okay, so the same that we are doing on markers, a data series with values of 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0. So the result of my logic is going to be a string of zeros and ones. And for that I need a data series, one for shorts, another for longs. So we can go back, and we already have a data series, the line, this line. And now I want a data series for longs and a data series for shorts, long patterns and short patterns. So long, we can use an integer, and shorts. also an integer. Okay? So now we have longs brackets 0, longs brackets 1, etc. And so we can define the value of longs on each one of the bars. And now how can we use this? On the first tab, where we define the values of the data series, we also add value to the new data series. Set longs on the current bar equal to 0. Set shorts on the current bar equal to 0. Okay? And now, instead of triggering the first time I see my condition true, because on the following bar is also going to be true, instead of painting here, I just set longs on the current bar, the current bar equal to 1. Okay? Only that. And for the short, instead of triggering an order or painting a signal, I just update my shorts brackets 0 equal to 1. Okay? So I have not painted nothing, I have not triggered any order. But now we know that I want to detect when shorts 0 here is equal to 1, and also shorts 1 bar ago is equal to 0. So we find the first time it is true. The same for the longs, no? So in other words, when miscellaneous data series longs on the current bar is equal to 1, it is true. We have a true bounce pattern condition. It is an integer, so it is a numeric value of 1. Okay? So longs now is 1, but 1 bar ago it is 0. 1 bar ago, 0. Okay? It's like here. Here is 1, here is 0. So when this is true, I paint my signal or place an order, no? Or both. Set background color in color blue. And how can I do the shorts? Exactly the same. Shorts are now equal to 1. Miscellaneous, custom series, shorts now is equal to miscellaneous, numeric value 1. But previously it was 0. I can do a copy and paste and replace 0 by 1 bar ago, and the value is 0. Okay? So now shorts is equal to 1. We are here and also here, but previously it was equal to 0. So we are only here because 1 and 0. Then we paint the background. Set background color, this color. Okay? Compile and see what happens. Okay. Now I can turn off, on, and now we are detecting the first bar, only the first. Okay, we solve the problem of the repeated bars, like here, only the first. Not paying attention to the color. This bar is red. Red, this is green. And if I want to change that parameter, we need to turn off the strategy, this one, the one that is enabled. And filter by color, enable, okay. And now only this one is executed because this is green. And here, not on the first, but yes on the second, okay? Same here. No, the first bar but yes, the second, because the second bar is also has a true condition on the bounce pattern. Not this one, and yes on these two longs. Okay, now you can say, okay, which method is better, using the bar color or not? This is something that we are going to review on the following video next week, where we only need to add an enter long, an enter short, and do all the analysis. Okay, but we are going to review that on the following week. If you're interested in learning more about programming strategies, creating signals, optimizing strategies, we have training sessions. You can get more info on the chat room. The access to the chat room is free, and you can find the instructions on the description of this video. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.